Hey guys, Namek here, and today, in this video, we're going to be going to space in Space Engineers. Now, we're going to be doing this on Earth. It will be a little bit different on other planets, as you know, it depends on gravity, if it has an atmosphere, so we're going to be doing this from Earth today. This is the ship we're going to be building. It's pretty simple. Basically, all you need is some simple materials. It may be a little bit expensive, especially if it's your first time going to space. Now, I do know that this is going to be a little bit difficult, since it does take up quite a few resources, especially in the beginning of the game. Now, most of the components should be on my bar, so it should be those and these. There are probably more which I've forgotten to put in, but we'll do that in a little bit. First of all, you're going to end up needing a landing gear. Now, this landing gear isn't actually going to be for the ship, it's just to actually start. Now, we will pile up a few blocks, and then we need our cockpit, which we're just going to place sideways like that for now. In fact, we'll stack it up a little bit more. Next, you're going to need an oxygen tank just underneath, and then we are going to put an O2H2 generator on the back too. You need to make sure that your ports are lined up with the cockpit. If you've placed it like that, that isn't going to work. Your cockpit isn't going to get any air. You have to face these small ports towards these small ports. So just rotate it until it's like that, and then you can place it. Then place a large cargo container. Cargo containers have different ports all over them. Make sure you place it so you've got one large port facing down, which is there, one large port facing behind you, and then one facing into the O2H2 generator, which then should give us a result of small ports all along the sides and the top. Next, we're going to place the hydrogen tank right there, and then we will get our hydrogen thruster. This is a large one, and place it on the back, making sure that your ports are lined up. If you place it like this, it will not work. Then, with your large hydrogen thrusters, if you could see there is a plus, just scroll and you will get the smaller hydrogen thruster. If that is not there, it's simple, just click the G menu and search up hydro, and you can just get it from your bar and use it. Now place one there, and there. We've already got most of the directions done, we just need braking thrust, which we'll do in a little bit. Then underneath the cargo container, we are going to want to place a connector, making sure that our large port is going into this large port. Then we are going to need some small conveyor tubes and place it right there. Do the same on the other side. Then after you've put them on both sides, do this. Same on the other side, and then we are going to get a smaller hydrogen tank. Now that is a large one, and they've recently added this small hydrogen tank into the game, which we are going to want to make sure that our, once again, small port is lined up with this port, and place 3 along the side. Do the same on this side. And then after that, place a hydrogen thruster on the remaining conveyor junction. Then grab your battery and place 2 batteries right there. Now, if you see on this one, I have actually spaced the conveyor just by 1 before doing that. You can do that if you like, but if I'm being honest, I kind of forgot, but it doesn't really matter. Then come over to the cockpit and place your drill. On top of the cockpit, place your ore detector so you can actually find ores in space, and then place your antenna, which can actually 1, show you where your ship is, and 2, transfer the signal from the ore detector to your suit. If you are on a multiplayer session, make sure you get inside your cockpit, go to the antenna, and then turn this down, as then people can see you from 5,000 meters away. I would personally change this to, not 30, 300 will do. While you're here, rename your grid to whatever you want. I'm just going to call it Spaceship. And then click OK. We are going to want to place 1 more battery right here. which can be expensive. You can leave this battery out, but I don't recommend it, just because you don't want to go to space without any power. Next up, we're going to get our hydrogen thrusters, which we're going to use the small ones, and then place 1 and 2 there. Do the same on the other side. Then turn it facing backwards and place 2 there. Do the same on this side, facing forward, and then do the same on the other side. Then, starting here, do a few thrusters going forward. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that many thrusters should do. We won't be able to do it on this side all the way with this in the way, but we'll do that in a minute. 1, 2, 3, and then that would be the 5th one. Then we're going to want to do sideways thrusts, so then place 1 there, and place the same there, and then turn it around, place 1 there, and place 1 there. Now that should be about it. Disconnect this, and your ship should stay flying now, and then we can place our remaining thruster. Do not disconnect the ship without having thrusters in all directions, because if we didn't have any acceleration thrust, we would be falling back right now, pick up some speed, and probably end up blowing the back off. Now it's time to create a few groups. In fact, I have forgotten something, which is gyroscopes. We're going to want to place just 1 there, and we can place a second one right there. Now we're going to set up a few groups. Just land your ship. We don't have a landing here, so be very careful. And then for now, just go into your control panel and turn off all your thrusters so you don't waste any fuel or energy. First of all, make a group for just your atmospheric thrusters. So we just write Atmo in the top, click the top one, and go all the way to the bottom and shift left click there. You can also just do Control A, but make sure that you can only see your atmospheric thrusters in this tab. Then just call them all Atmo. Do the same with your hydrogen. This one you are definitely not going to be able to Control A, so just click the top thruster, go to the bottom thruster, and shift left click. Then type all hydros. We are also going to want to group for our backwards thrust, so just write back and then get your 2 hydrogen and write back hydros. You can do the same with your atmospheric, but you're not going to use them that much, so if anything, I wouldn't. Something I almost forgot is a camera. You're definitely going to want a camera on this, so if you just get a armor block and then get a camera, this is just going to make it easier to find ores in space. So just place 1 there and then just place the camera on top. You know it's the right way up because of the text and the little dot on the bottom left. Now jump into your cockpit one more time and then select the G menu. Go to the Groups tab right there, and then put all Atmos on number 1, and all Hydros on number 2. Then put back Hydros right next to all Hydros. Next, we're going to need the large hydrogen thruster there, and we are going to put that there, toggle on and off, and we're also going to want to do some override to this. So we'll put this down at number 6 and increase thrust override and decrease thrust override. We're also going to want to put the camera right there and the drill, which actually if we go to block tools we can put there. And then we select number 9 and hold down, our drill will start mining. Now turn on your atmospheric thrusters. Now as you can see, all of them are moving. Make sure you test them first. I cannot tell you how important it is to have full hydrogen and power before you leave. Do not waste any of it. If you want to spend any time up in space, you're going to need this power and hydrogen. Even the oxygen right here. Make sure this is at 4 bars and then all your batteries are at 4 bars. When you start flying, at least 1 battery is going to get rid of a bar, but don't get too worried about that. And then we have our hydrogen tanks, which have 4 bars all there, and the same on top, there's 4 bars just underneath there. Hop inside your cockpit and then start flying using space. Now, as I said in my thrusters video, there is a limit to where atmospheric thrusters go, and then you would have to enable your hydrogen. But for now, to not waste hydrogen, just fly like this, and then when we get higher up, we're going to tilt upwards. Now obviously I am doing this in creative, which means my hydrogen isn't going to be going down, but keep an eye on it when you start using hydrogen. As you can see, we are starting to lose speed. So now when we start losing a little bit more, yep, face upwards and turn on all your thrusters and boost yourself. Hold W for now, then turn off your braking thrust and enable thrust override up to the very top. Turn it down a little bit until you can see that you are not at full speed. As you can see, this is fine, and the further up you go, the less thrust you're going to need because there's less gravity. So as soon as you get up to full speed again, just decrease. You may lose a little bit of speed, but don't worry. Now keep doing this until you get out of the atmosphere. Like I said, it will be using less thrust the higher up you go, which means keep decreasing the override just to save as much hydrogen as possible. Eventually, you're not going to be able to use thrust override, so when that does happen, you're just going to have to keep pulsing instead of using the override. If you just hold down W, it's going to waste maximum fuel all the time, and we don't want that. I think the next one turns off thrust override. Nope, the next one after 24 kN. Now we're actually losing speed here quite fast, so I'm gonna put the override up just a little bit so we start picking up speed again. If you look on the bottom of our HUD, we have the P gravity, that stands for planet gravity, and 0.5 Gs is the lowest it can get. After 0.5, and after you travel away from that, it will just turn to 0 Gs, and you are in space. Now as you can see here, I'm losing speed, but it will go up in a little bit as I'm getting further away from the Earth's gravity field. Now as you can see, we're gaining speed and we're on 24 actually, kN. So when we get up to our speed limit, turn thrust override off. We are now in space. So let's turn down our override all the way, and we just are moving forward right now because we don't have a braking thrust. I'm going to stop us with the braking thrust, or an even quicker way is to turn myself around and face my big thruster towards it. Now that is how you get to space. Now, I've just realized on the camera I put turn on and off, not view, so we want to put view, and zoom into asteroids and check if they have any ore on them. Most of them will have ore on them, like over there I can either see some ice, I'm pretty sure that is, and a bit of iron there. There is also some ice there. This could be cobalt or magnesium, we don't know. So let's go there and take a look. Now, in this we have dampeners, which it saves a lot of power. So when we get to our speed limit, click Z, which, as you can see on the bottom left, turns off our dampeners. And I'm not holding W right now. It is just letting me drift along space without using any fuel. Right, I am getting closer, so let's just move down a little bit using C so I don't hit the top asteroid, and start stopping when I get a bit closer. Turn off your dampeners and you will start stopping. Now if you've realized that you've underestimated your thrust and you're heading straight towards something, like I said, turn around, it will stop you a lot faster. Make sure your ore detector is at the top range, as it only comes in 25 range default, and go towards what you see. Now, I think this is cobalt, actually. I don't believe this is ice. as you can see there, I've underestimated my braking thrust, so I need to stop myself very quickly. Let's get a bit closer to the cobalt, I think this is. And we should be, oh, I don't have my HUD on. If you didn't see that, I just clicked H to turn like all my antennas off. Now, yep, this is cobalt. So take a load of that, just go up to it and hold left click. Just get as much as you need. You can get cobalt, iron, and anything else up here. It's just a lot easier to get resources up here. The only bad thing is bringing it down, and you need to be very careful with your weight. That's gonna do it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and I really hope this helped you. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.